So, good afternoon, friends. We are into this next lecture of our unit number 3, Environmental Engineering, which is in which we will be discussing about the some elements of the primary treatment, whose sub name sometimes to this screen and the grid chamber is called as the preliminary treatment also. But the from our exam point of view or from the overall point of view, the treatment process mainly consists of the three parts. The first is the primary treatment, secondary treatment, and tertiary treatment. Somewhere to some components of the primary treatment, like the screen chamber and the grid chamber, they call it as the preliminary treatment, but it is again the part of the primary treatment. We have discussed about the screens. We have discussed some part of the grids. Today we will be moving on to the next and the design or some standard parts or of the grid chamber. So as you can see on your screen, and also it is given in your notes also, that this grid chamber is divided into four parts. Okay, the part number one, the flow starts from left to right according to this grid chamber, whose plan you have seen earlier. We will be seeing it later on also. So this grid chamber is divided into four parts. The part number one is called as the inlet zone. Okay, part number one is inlet zone. So naturally part number two is the outlet zone. Part number three, which is at the top, or which is the at the middle of the actual grid chamber, part number 3 is called as the settlement zone, wherein all the grid particles will settle. And part number 4, where all the settled particles are collected, it is called as the sludge zone. Okay, so the settling of grid particles in the chamber is assumed as particles settling as individual entities, है ना? अभी जैसे हम आगे में सेडिमेंटेशन टैंक पढ़ने वाले हैं, तो उसमें कैसा है कि देयर वी एज्यूम दैट ऑल दोज पार्टिकल्स इन सस्पेंशन, जो सस्पेंशन में पार्टिकल है, दोज पार्टिकल्स आर फ्लॉक्यूलेटेड टुगेदर. उनको क्या करते हैं कि कुछ समय के लिए हम एक जगह पे रखते हैं और वो पार्टिकल एक साथ फ्लॉक्यूलेट यानी एक साथ जमा हो जाते हैं, एक दो तीन पार्टिकल, और वो जमा होने के बाद में फ्लॉक्यूलेशन होने के बाद में उनका वेट बढ़ता है, उनकी डेंसिटी बिकम्स मोर देन द वाटर एंड इट सेटल्स. बट दिस इज नॉट द केस हियर. As the grit particles are heavier than the water, therefore it is assumed that the individual grit particles are settling on their own. ठीक है? So that assumption is here, which is very important. So the settling of grit particles in the chamber is assumed as if the particles are settling as individual entities. The dimensions of the grid chamber are mentioned here, and it is shown in the sketch also. L is length of the settling zone. ये जो settling zone number 3 है, ये इसकी लेंथ जो है, या sludge zone जो है, इसकी लेंथ है कैपिटल L. H, it is shown here into the figure, if you could see on your mobile. If laptop is there, it's very nice. H is the depth of the settling zone. Small v is the horizontal velocity of wastewater, है ना? ये ग्रिड चेंबर में से फ्लो फ्रॉम जोन नंबर 1 to 2 takes place via zone number 3 and 4. So it must have certain velocity. That velocity is denoted by small v, horizontal velocity of wastewater. Okay, v0 is the settling velocity of the smallest particle. ये जो यहाँ पे the two components are shown here in the figure, that Vc and V0. Okay, so the V0 is the settling velocity of the smallest particle, which will have a dimension of 0.2 to 0.15 millimeters, intended to be removed in grid chamber. यानी कम से कम ये साइज का 0.2 to 0.15 millimeter particle must be settled into the grid chamber. Vs is the settling velocity of any particle, which is then Vs is it is presumed that Vs is the settling velocity of any particle and V0 is the settling velocity of the smallest particle. So Vs must always be greater than or equal to V0, so that all the particles will be removed and all particles will settle. These are the some concepts. The another concept that has been in extension of the V0, that is settling velocity assumed. Again, this V0 is also called as the terminal velocity with which the smallest particle will settle. It is also called as the terminal velocity. And we have seen earlier that it is the settling velocity of 0.2 to 0.15 millimeter, smallest particle. So it is also called as the terminal velocity, and it is the settling velocity of the smallest particle. Now there is another concept or another dimension to this V0. We must give that much time or that much duration or period for the seepage to pass from zone number 1 to 2, or we can say that water must have that much velocity so that the settling velocity and the velocity of flow, horizontal velocity, that is the flow velocity into this zone number 3, must be same, so that while passing into the zone number 3 all the particles will settle. Please try to understand that the V0, that is the settling velocity, must be same as the horizontal velocity, which is called as the Vc, or the critical velocity. Will be saying later on. Both these velocities must be same, so that the water will flow for that time in which all the particles will settle into this grid chamber, which are heavier than water, which are expected to settle. So therefore velocity V0 can be expressed as the flow or the discharge per unit surface area of the tank. Means as if the discharge is flowing from left to right through the cross sectional area of the dam of this tank, or the in zone number 3. So V0 is also the settling velocity of the smallest particle. It is called as the terminal velocity, but that V0 must be a velocity of flow, or it should be discharge. It can be expressed as flow per unit surface area of the tank. यानी क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया जो है उसमें से कितना फ्लो जाता है in a unit area. Okay, so therefore flow divided by area means cubic meter per second divided by meter second will give you the velocity, that is meter per second. So V0 can be expressed as flow or the discharge per unit surface area of the tank, and is usually called as surface overflow rate और surface settling velocity. ठीक है, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है थोड़ा समझना, सरफेस ओवरफ्लो रेट और सरफेस सेटलिंग वेलोसिटी. और इन शॉर्ट यू कैन थिंक, मैंने जैसे आपको लाइन ऑफ एक्शन बताया कि सेटलिंग वेलोसिटी और फ्लो की वेलोसिटी ये दोनों सरीकी रहना चाहिए, ताकि क्या होगा कि जितना समय ये सीवेज को जोन नंबर 3 से पास होने को लगेगा, यानी 1 to 2, 1 से एंट्री करेगा, 3 से फ्लो होगा और 2 से बाहर निकलेगा, तो विद इन दैट मच लेंथ और द टाइम all the particle will settle. And when it will happen? When the settling velocity and the flow velocity will be same. Okay, so this is the concept, or this is the basis of the design of the grid chamber. Now for 100% removal of the particles with the settling velocity Vs must be greater than or equal to V0, that is the terminal velocity or the velocity of settlement of the smaller particle, and a सभी जो velocity settling of all particles must be greater than V0, तभी ये 100% removal of particle will take place. Now the very important concept is regarding the detention time, यानी कितने समय तक के, जो मैं बार बार आपको जब से समझा रहा हूँ, फॉर हाउ मच टाइम दिस सीवेज मस्ट बी केप्ट इन द जोन नंबर 3. ओके, ये जोन नंबर 3 जो है, ये जोन नंबर 3 जिसको हमने सेटलिंग जोन करके बोला है, तो ये जोन नंबर 3 में कितने समय तक के वो सीवेज ने अपना समय व्यतीत करना चाहिए, फॉर हाउ मच टाइम the sewage should remain into zone number 3. Can we make the sewage to stand at zero velocity in zone number 3? No, then it will be like a sedimentation tank. So grid chamber is not like this. Grid chamber is the unit wherein the flow takes place from one end to another, from zone number 1 to 2. So the velocity must be there, but the velocity should be such that it should be equal to the settlement velocity or the settling velocity or terminal velocity, जिसको हमने सरफेस फ्लो ओवरफ्लो रेट या सरफेस सेटलिंग वेलोसिटी करके बोला. अभी फॉर हाउ मच टाइम this sewage must be kept in this zone number 3, that is settlement zone. So that is called as the detention time. Means for how much time we should put this sewage into zone number 3, or we should detain, that is equal to the length of the settlement zone divided by the velocity of the flow small v. हमने जो पहले बताया था, स्मॉल v से हमने डिनोट किया था वेलोसिटी ऑफ द हॉरिजॉन्टल फ्लो. So L divided by V, small v, or the height or depth divided by settlement velocity, H divided by V0, or we can write down L by H, that length divided by depth is equal to horizontal velocity to the settlement velocity V upon V0. Therefore, there should not be scouring of already deposited particles. There should not be scouring of, यानी जो पार्टिकल पहले सेटल हो चुके हैं इन द ग्रिड चेम्बर, वो अपने जगह से हिलना भी नहीं चाहिए, उसका स्काउरिंग नहीं होना चाहिए. इसलिए ये जो हॉरिजॉन्टल वेलोसिटी v है, वी शुड नॉट एक्सीड द क्रिटिकल हॉरिजॉन्टल वेलोसिटी vc. ठीक है, दिस हॉरिजॉन्टल वेलोसिटी v should not exceed the critical horizontal velocity v, and therefore the above equation, that L upon H should be equal to Vc upon V0. And these critical velocities we have seen also earlier. The non-scouring, non-silting velocity formula Vc is equal to square root of 8 beta upon f into g into s minus 1d. Okay, beta is the constant, which is 0.04 for the unigranular sand, 0.06 for non-uniform sticky material. F is the Darcy-Weisbach friction factor, which is 0.03 for the gritty material or the pebbles and the aggregates, etc., or the broken glass. G is acceleration due to gravity. S is specific gravity of the particle to be removed. Generally, it is 2.65. And d is the diameter of the particle. This is very important concept, that is L upon H is equal to Vc upon V0. V0 is the terminal velocity, settling velocity, surface flow rate करके भी बोलते हैं हम इसको, और Vc is the maximum velocity, which is called as the critical velocity, above which there should not be any flow, therefore it should not be any velocity, and this velocity will not make the settled particle to move, है ना. हमारा पर्पस क्या है कि heavier particles are to be settled, they should not move with the flowing water. So therefore that is called as the critical velocity, and that is given by this formula. For the grid chambers are designed to remove the smallest particle of 0.2 mm with a specific gravity of 2.65. For these particles using expression, the critical velocity generally जो provide करते हैं that is 0.228 meter per second. ठीक है. Now we will come this is the horizontal velocity. Now regarding the settling velocity or the terminal velocity, the settling velocity of any particle, अब यहाँ पे discrete particle करके है. Discrete means individual particles. We have assumed earlier that in the grid chamber all the particles settles individually, not they accumulate or flocculate together. ठीक है. Therefore for the discrete particles, that settling velocity depends on its individual characteristics and also characteristics of the fluid. Very important. The particle characteristics and the characteristics of the fluid. Assuming particles to be spherical, the settling velocity of any particle Vs is equal to again 4g square root of the 4g upon 3d s minus 1d. Cd is Newton's drag coefficient. It is given by this formula. Cd is equal to 24 upon r plus 3 upon square root r plus 0.03. For the radius, for r is the Reynolds number, which is greater than 1 and less than 10 raised to 4. And for Reynolds number less than half, it is 24 upon r. Nu is the kinematic viscosity of the fluid. ठीक है. Here s minus 1 or the nu minus 1 you can say. For the value of r less than half, Cd is equal to 24 upon r, and the above equation becomes Stokes law, that is g upon 18 s minus 1 upon nu into d square. For the value r greater than half, the Reynolds number, the value of Vs should be worked out by trial and error. ठीक है. अभी तो हमें इतना सिर्फ एकेडमिक्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ख्याल में रखना है. न्यूमेरिकल सॉल्व करते वक्त हम और वी विल बी मूविंग इन विद द सिंपलर प्रोसीजर्स. एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इसमें कंसेप्ट है जिसके ऊपर एग्जाम में नोट्स आते हैं, वो है वेलोसिटी कंट्रोल डिवाइसेस. वी हैव सीन अर्लियर दैट द horizontal velocity or the critical velocity should be 0.228 meter per second, or it should be between the 15 to 30 centimeter per second. उसकी वो velocity कितनी रहना चाहिए? एक तो average value is 23 centimeters per second or 15 to 30 centimeter per second. How can we control the velocity? We don't have any measure or any control for the incoming fluid, the sewage which is incoming from the screen chamber to the grid chamber. We don't have any control over the velocity of that flow. So that therefore the velocity in the grid chamber may be more than this critical terminal velocity and the critical velocity, that is 0.228 meter per second, which may scour the settled particles. So to control the velocity into the grid chamber, there are certain devices. They are called as the velocity control devices. And these devices are provided at the junction of the zone number 3 and zone number 2, means at the outlet zone. जो आउटलेट जोन है उसका जो पॉइंट है कि सेटलमेंट जोन और आउटलेट जोन इसके जो जॉइंट है उसके इस पे ये वेलोसिटी कंट्रोल डिवाइसेस प्रोवाइड करते हैं. ये कोई दे आर नॉट एनी मैकेनिकल डिवाइसेस, दे आर दी जस्ट दी जैसे हमने वेंचुरी, नॉचेस या शॉर्ट क्रेस्टेड वियर, शार्प क्रेस्टेड वियर, ब्रॉड क्रेस्टेड वियर, the orifices etc. which controls the velocity of the flow. Such types of the devices we provide. With the use of these velocity control devices, a controlled section is placed at the end of the channel, means at the zone number 2. When placed at the end of the channel, such a control section varies the cross-sectional area of flow in the section in direct proportional to flow. These are the four devices you can see. The proportional flow weir. Okay, the proportional flow weir. Again at the outlet, Sutro weir. This is the type of the weir provided. Parabolic grid chamber at the outlet, as well as the partial flume. ठीक है, all these devices or all these sections are provided at the downstream end of the grid chamber, which controls the velocity, outgoing velocity. So naturally the velocity through the grid chamber can be controlled. Proportional flow weirs, Suter weirs, partial flumes, Palmer Bowlus flumes, etc. Okay, we have seen earlier the various photographs or the sketches. So this is the proportional weir. At the downstream end, this is the proportional weir's vertical section from the downstream. And if we see from the downstream, we can see that there is overflow port, यानी डाउनस्ट्रीम एंड से जो सीवेज निकलता है वो इसके ऊपर से निकलेगा और बीच में एक ऐसा खाचा भी बना के रखा है. द डायमेंशंस आर देयर, द विड्थ इज देयर, बी, height h. Okay, and this is the channel section through which the flow will go out. So such opening is provided, and through this opening the flow is coming out from the outlet zone of the grid chamber. So this is called as the proportional flow weir. यानी इसके ऊपर से भी फ्लो आएगा और इसके अंदर से भी फ्लो आएगा, है ना. तो इसका मतलब ही एक है कि द फ्लो, द रिक्वायर्ड क्वांटिटी इज टेकन आउट, maintaining the velocity. As well as there is one weir which is called as the Sutro weir, or it is also called as the Suter weir. ये भी ऐसा ही हम डाउनस्ट्रीम एंड में ऐसा we provide a overflow port and the in between a notch like of this shape, it is called as the Sutro weir. या कभी कभी डाउनस्ट्रीम में instead of such proportional flow opening we provide the parabolic grid chamber. So that also controls, and all the grid chamber is provided with this parabolic shape. It controls the velocity. Or we can provide at the downstream the partial flume after the downstream end, which will also control the flow through this flume and the velocity into the grid chamber. These are the velocity control devices provided. The various again, as I have told you, proportional weir is a velocity control device which has the rectangular cross section at the top is required for the grid channel, while if a partial flume is used as a controller, then a parabolic cross section is required as the parabolic grid chamber. Number of units, in case of the manual grid chamber at least 2 units should be provided, like this proportional flow weir के 2 unit. All mechanical or for the mechanical cleaned units should be provided with a manual clean unit to act as a bypass. ठीक है, क्योंकि इसमें ग्रिट नीचे में जमा होता है, जो गिट्टी जमा होती है, जो रेती जमा होती है, वो आइदर इट इज टू बी रिमूव्ड मैन्युअली या मैकेनिकली. तो मैन्युअली है तो 2 यूनिट प्रोवाइड करेंगे, एक यूनिट चालू रहेगा दूसरा बंद रहेगा. और मैकेनिकली करते हैं तो भी हम वी विल प्रोवाइड 2 units, one will be cleaned manually and another for the bypass. Now how the deposited or removed grids are to be disposed of? Huge quantities of the grid collected, about 0.004 to 0.2 meter cube per million liter. 1 million लीटर सीवेज में से लगभग 0.04 to 0.2 meter cube grit is removed. So large quantity of the grit get deposited. So necessary precaution or arrangement is to be made for the collection, storage and disposal of the grit matter. Generally a grit is washed to remove organic matter and disposed in the following manner. ये जो grit material है इसको धो लेते हैं, it is washed so as to remove the organic matter and then disposed तो ये ऑर्गेनिक मैटर इज इंसिनरेटेड विथ स्लज, यानी जला दिया जाता है स्लज के साथ में। कैन बी डम्प्ड इनटू सी, और कैन बी, ये एक आध बार ज्यादा है, समंदर पास में है तो समंदर में फेंकेंगे, पास में नहीं है तो कोई समंदर तक जाके थोड़ी फेंकने वाले हैं, तो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का खर्चा बहुत हुआ। ठीक है, तो जला देंगे, समंदर पास में है तो उसमें फेंकेंगे, नहीं तो फिर जो भी गड्ढे है या कोई आर्टिफिशियली द बिग ट्रेंचेस आर मेड, नहीं तो नेचुरल देयर आर लॉट ऑफ द trenches and the pits are there in our society, in our area. So those are disposed of, land disposed after washing is most common by dumping or burying or by sanitary landfill. ठीक है, ये इससे हम ये ग्रीट को डिस्पोज कर सकते हैं। Now we will move on to the next and very important part, which is regarding the design of the grit chamber. Design a grit chamber for a maximum wastewater flow of 8,000 meter cube per day to remove the particles up to 0.2 millimeters dia, having a specific gravity of 2.65. The settling velocities of these particles is found to range from 0.018 to 0.22 meter per second. Maintain a constant flow through velocity as 0.3 meter per second through the provision of the proportional flow weir, है ना। हमने इसका मतलब है कि the proportional flow weirs are provided at the downstream to maintain the velocity into that grit chamber of 0.3 meter per second. ठीक है, with all this, though it looks bit difficult, but the solution is very easy, है ना, इतने वैल्यू देने के बाद में। चलो, let us move on to the solution. So, since the velocity control device in the form of proportional weir is provided, therefore provide a rectangular section for the grit chamber. यानी grit chamber का जो section है, that will be rectangular. Okay, means the section through which the sewage will pass, that will be rectangular. Horizontal velocity given, or velocity of the flow is given as 0.3 meter per second. Discharge is 8,000 meter cube per day. So 8,000 divided by 24 hours, 60 minutes, 60 seconds. So it is 0.0926 meter cube per second, or Qmax. This is the discharge. All of you know the formula that discharge is equal to area into velocity. Okay. So this is the discharge flowing through the cross section of the grit chamber, which is 0.926 meter cube per second. If we divide this discharge by velocity, then we will get the cross sectional area of the grit chamber. Okay, so there the velocity is given as 0.3 meter per second. So the area of cross section of the grit chamber is equal to discharge upon the horizontal velocity, 0.0926 upon 0.3, which is 0.3086 meter square. Let us provide a depth of 1 meter. हमने देखा था depth of the settlement zone is about 1 to 1.5 या 2 meters तक के रखते हैं, including the grit chamber, grit part. So therefore area is 0.03086 meter, depth is 1 meter. So area is equal to length into, or the width into depth, क्योंकि ये क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया है, तो width into depth है ना, area is equal to length into breadth. तो वैसे इसको लेंथ इंटू ब्रेड्थ बोलने की बजाय ब्रेड्थ इंटू डेप्थ बोलेंगे। तो डेप्थ 1 मीटर है तो ब्रेड्थ आएगी 1 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय ब्रेड्थ इज इक्वल टू 0.3086. सो ब्रेड्थ इज इक्वल टू 0.3086. लेट अस प्रोवाइड, इतने इसको राउंड अप कर देते हैं 0.35. सो वी हैव फाउंड आउट द डेप्थ एंड द विड्थ. नाउ व्हाट इज रिमेनिंग? द लेंथ ऑफ द ग्रिट चेंबर. कितनी लेंथ देना है? We have been given that the settling velocity of particles to be removed in the grit chamber is 0.018 to 0.022, है ना, सेटलिंग वेलोसिटी जो हमने टर्मिनल वेलोसिटी करके बोला था V0. or the Vs. We have seen that V0 Vs must be greater than or equal to V0 always for the proper settlement. Vs is the settling velocity of all particles and V0 is the settling velocity of smallest particle. So that range is given as 0.018 to 0.022 meter per second. So let us assume average settling value in between, that is 0.02 meter per second. Okay. Now the detention time, for how much time the sewage is to be detained or is to be kept into that ग्रिड चेंबर. ग्रिड चेंबर में कितने समय तक के सीवेज रुकना चाहिए या सीवेज पास होना चाहिए ताकि पूरे पार्टिकल सेट हो जाए, सेटल हो जाए. तो वो कितना टाइम रहेगा डिटेंशन टाइम? डेप्थ जो है उसकी डेप्थ डिवाइडेड बाय सेटलिंग वेलोसिटी. सेटलिंग वेलोसिटी 0.02, सेटलिंग है ना नीचे सेटल होने वाली वेलोसिटी. डेप्थ हमने निकाला है 1 मीटर. So 1 divided by 0.02 is equal to 50 seconds. Okay. So detention time is 50 seconds. It's very nice. So therefore now from the detention time, let us find the length of the tank. We know that horizontal velocity is equal to length upon time. The velocity is always equal to rate of change of the distance with respect to time. Here the distance is the length. So length of the tank divided by the time through which the sewage passes from one end to another, that is the detention time. So length upon detention time is the horizontal velocity or the velocity through the sewage through that grid chamber. Velocity is given. We have worked out the velocity. We have worked out the detention time. So velocity into detention time will give the length of the tank. So 0.3 into 50 seconds, because 0.3 meter per second is the horizontal velocity given, flow velocity. So 0.3 into 50 is 15 meters. So we have designed the grid chamber with length 15 meter, with width 0.35 meter and depth of 1 meter. Okay. So it's very simple. In the same manner, in the same form, you get the numericals in your exam. This is the again a photograph of the grid chamber at certain plant in America. Here the large particles settle to the bottom and are cleaned out by the large chains. नीचे में chains crawling है, वो घूमते रहते हैं, वो कचरा बाहर निकालते. The chains act like the treadmill and drag out the sludge from the bottom. ठीक है. अभी so here we are finishing the grid chamber. Now we will move on to the skimming tank, and then later on we will move to the last part, which is called as the sedimentation tank. As I have told you that these skimming tanks are provided as its name provides, as its name shows, that these tanks are provided or installed ahead of sedimentation tank. यानी सेडिमेंटेशन टैंक के पहले ये स्कीमिंग टैंक प्रोवाइड करते हैं. ठीक है. अब किस लिए प्रोवाइड करते हैं? टू रिमूव द फ्लोटिंग सब्सटेंसेस, टू रिमूव द फ्लोटिंग सब्सटेंसेस लाइक द ग्रीस, oils, fats, waxes, soap, free fatty acids, pieces of cork, and the wood, fruit skins, and vegetable debris, etc. Okay. All these materials could not be removed through the screen chamber, through the grid chamber. And these materials, if they remain into the sewage, because this cannot be settled into the sedimentation tank also. So because after the sedimentation tank, we are allowing the effluent to move into the secondary treatment, which is passing through the trickling filter or activated sludge process, aeration process. तो आगे में ये मटेरियल ने जो अभी अपन ने स्कीमिंग मटेरियल या फ्लोटिंग मटेरियल जिसको बोलते हैं, स्कीमिंग एक्चुअली फ्लोटिंग सब्सटेंसेस मींस लाइक द बाकी जो है फ्लोटिंग में प्लास्टिक बॉटल वगैरह, तो वो तो हमने स्क्रीन चेंबर में निकाल लिया. लेकिन अदर मटेरियल जिसको स्कीमिंग बोलते हैं, स्कीमिंग यानी जिसका ऊपर में तवंग बन जाता है, मलाई या जो साय रहती है दूध के ऊपर में, तो वैसे ये मटेरियल इट फॉर्म्स ए लेयर above the liquid or above the sewage. They are like the grease, they are like the oils. And a grease, it is used in the automobile factories, in the machineries, etc. So that grease comes into the sewage. Oils, oil is being used either as a lubricant or can be used in our kitchens also. तो ऑयल भी आता है. फैट्स, सर्टन फैट्स मे बी फ्रॉम द फैक्ट्रीज और मे बी सर्टन बुचरीज एक्सेट्रा. वैक्सेस है ना, मेन मेन बोलते हैं हम मराठी में, वैक्सेस. सोप्स, कपड़े धोने का वगैरह हमारे, फॉर बाथिंग पर्पज वी यूज द सोप. सो द फ्रॉथ ऑफ द सोप कम्स विद द सीवेज वाटर. फ्री फैटी एसिड्स, पीसेस ऑफ द कॉर्क, छोटे मोटे जो टुकड़े रहते हैं कॉर्क के. And the wood, fruit skins and the vegetable debris etc. ये हमें निकालना है स्कीमिंग टैंक में. This the cross section of the skimming tank you can see. This is the longitudinal cross section. Means the sewage comes from the left side and it goes out from the right side. So it enters. There are inlet baffles. And a baffle are nothing but the walls, vertical walls. These are provided at the crossing the top surface of the flow. जो टॉप सरफेस है उसको वो क्रॉस करते हैं, सो दैट दी सीवेज फ्लोज बिलो दिस बैफल वॉल्स. इट it flows through this skimming tank chamber for some length, and then again there is another baffle wall provided below this through this below this baffle wall. Again sewage comes out through this inclined outlet at the outlet point, and in between all that skimming material remains over the or maintained over the surface and is later on removed through this scum trough. यहाँ से ये बाहर निकाला जाता है. ये उसका क्रॉस सेक्शन है. The lateral cross section you can say. This is the longitudinal cross section, this is the lateral cross section, wherein the longitudinal baffles are also shown. यानी ये जो है इसी यहाँ पे longitudinal slotted baffles are provided. Slotted यानी इसको छेद रखते हैं बीच में से, so as the flow should pass through it. And also the skimming materials must be obstructed to flow longitudinally. वो so the baffle walls, inlet baffle are provided laterally. There are certain longitudinal baffles with slotted portions are provided, and in between aerated channel sealing chamber. Means this aerated channel sealing, थोड़ी इसमें aeration करते हैं. जैसे we churn the बटर मिल्क चर्न करते हैं तो उसका जो घी है या मलाई है वो ऊपर में आती है. इन द सेम वे चर्निंग इज डन with the help of the aeration, and all the skimming material floats over and the remaining sewage is taken out through this inclined outlet. So this is the skimming tanks wherein enters the sewers from kitchens. All this material from the all this waste comes from the kitchens of restaurants, houses, motor garages, oil refineries, soap and candle factories etc. जो है ना, जो ऊपर में हमने देखा था. If not removed, if the skimming material is not removed, it will seriously affect the working of the various treatment units जो आगे में हम provide करने वाले. So it is chamber is so arranged that floating matter rises and remains on the surface of wastewater until removed, while the liquid flows out continuously through the outlet located at certain depth. ये जैसे आउटलेट है, ये यहाँ पे एयरेशन के लिए एयर भी दिख रही है आपको. अंडर पार्टीशंस, कर्टन वॉल्स, डीप स्कम बोर्ड्स एक्सेट्रा. मोस्ट स्कीमिंग टैंक्स आर रेक्टेंगुलर और सर्कुलर. दे हैव द डिटेंशन टाइम ऑफ 3 to 5 minutes. ठीक है, यानी इतना समय इसमें ये फ्लो रुकना चाहिए, 3 से 5 मिनट, so that all that floating debris like the grease, oil, fats, okay, the soaps, the wax etc. can be removed. If not removed, because though they are organic material, but they are very hard to decompose. There are certain inorganic material also. Certain tanks are the trough shaped tanks. Skimming tank divided into two or three lateral compartments by vertical baffle, ये यहाँ देखा है हमने. Having slots for short distance below the waistward, permitting oil and grease to escape into the stealing compartment. ये जो stealing compartment है, for efficient working of the skimming tank, air diffusers, ये नीचे में से air diffusers are provided at the bottom of the tank. The rising air bubble congeal the greasy and oily material, flocculate करता है वो उनको एक साथ congeal करना है ना, they bring together, and as they have the density less than water, so therefore they pushes up it to the side compartment, या ऊपर आता है और ऊपर से हम निकाल सकते हैं उसको बाहर में. The amount of air required in the skimming tank from the bottom is 0.2 meter cube per meter cube of the sewage. The floating matter can be removed either manually or with the help of certain mechanical arrangement. The volume of the skimming may vary from 0.0625 to 37.5 million cube meter cube per million cubic meter of the sewage. दस इसका कोई डिजाइन नहीं आता, बोला हमारे को एग्जाम में सिर्फ नोट्स वगैरह आती है, तो फिर भी हम सम डिजाइन पैरामीटर्स विल कीप इनटू माइंड. द सरफेस एरिया रिक्वायर्ड is A is equal to 0.00622 0.00622 into Q upon VT or the VR. A is the surface area of tank, Q is rate of flow of the sewage, and VR is the minimum rising velocity of the greasing material. In millimeters, in velocity is meter per millimeter is 0.25 meter per millimeter. Okay. The sewage enters the tank from one end, flows longitudinally, leaves out through the narrow inclined duct. This is so narrow that the suspended heavier particles are swept up the slope and out of the tank. The aeration of sewage in the skimming tanks has following advantages. It skims the oil and greasy matter out of the sewage. Regis history, it freshens the sewage, supplying some dissolved oxygen. ये एरेशन करने के स्कीमिंग टैंक में फायदे क्या है, ये हम देख रहे हैं. व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ एरेशन? बाय प्रोवाइडिंग द एयर डिफ्यूजर्स, यानी टैंक के नीचे में हवा अंदर पुश करने के लिए हमने छेद रखे हैं, जिनको एयर डिफ्यूजर करके बोलते हैं, है ना. ये जो यहाँ पे दिख रही है, तो ये नीचे से हवा अंदर, द एयर इज अलाउड और एयर इज पुश्ड इनसाइड दिस टैंक through the holes provided at the bottom with the help of certain compressor. And what this air will do, this air will help the skimming or movement of oil and greasy matter from the sewage at the top and brings it to the top surface so that it can be removed manually or mechanically. It also adds the freshness to the sewage. Fresh air, oxygen is supplied, supplying some dissolved oxygen. Okay, so it indirectly helps in aeration or the removal of the foul gases, ऑर्गेनिक मैटर का डिकम्पोजिशन करने के लिए एरोबिक बैक्टीरिया को भी ऑक्सीजन मिलना चालू हो जाता है. फाउल गैसेस लाइक द H2S etc are taken out, are driven out, and also causes flocculation of the colloidal metal. दो चीजें होती है, एक तो जो हमने देखा कि स्कीमिंग मटेरियल जो है, स्कीम एंड ऑल दिस मटेरियल्स, दिस स्कीमिंग मटेरियल्स आर conglomerate or come together and they float at the top, as well as the heavier material or the suspended material which is in the colloidal form flocculate and can be removed into the next chamber, sedimentation tank. The efficiency of skimming tank is increased 3 to 4 times by passing chlorine gas along with compressed air. यानी हवा के साथ में if we add some chlorine gas, then the skimming can be increased more 3 to 4 times. Chlorine may also be added as solution with sewage discharge just ahead of the air diffuser plates. Addition of chlorine destroys the protective colloidal effect of the protein, which holds the grease in emulsified form. ठीक है, in short we can put into mind that along with air, if we add or if we supply the chlorine to the sewage, it helps in flocculation, it helps in the skimming process. All the material in the form of the grease, fats, the candle, the wax, oils, etc., they can be they contain the protein. So chlorine destroys the protective colloidal effect of protein, यानी जो प्रोटीन जो एक साथ है उसकी कोलाइडल इफेक्ट निकाल देता है और वो उसको फ्लोट होने के लिए कंपेल करता है, ठीक है, एंड विच होल्ड्स द ग्रीस इन इमल्सिफाइड फॉर्म. दिस इज इन शॉर्ट द पर्पस वर्किंग of the skimming tank and various design parameters. Now, where this skimming material is to be disposed? The skimming should be disposed of by either burial in low-lying areas, या ना लो लाइंग यानी जो पीट्स है, ट्रेंचेस है, खड्डे है, वो खड्डों में ये स्कीमिंग मटेरियल कलेक्ट करके फेंक देंगे, और बाय बर्निंग और बाय डाइजेशन टुगेदर विद द स्लज, स्लज के साथ में इसको जलाएंगे या डाइजेस्ट भी कर सकते हैं यानी डिकम्पोज कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज दिस इज द एनारोबिक प्रोसेस स्लज डाइजेशन, और स्लज डाइजेशन मीन्स स्लज डिकम्पोजिशन. ठीक है, अंडरस्टैंड these words we'll be using in our next unit, that is in the secondary treatment. Sludge digestion means sludge decomposition and it is done with the anaerobic bacteria. ठीक है, so either this skim material is digested or decomposed by the anaerobic bacteria, or it can be burnt और इट कैन बी इंसिनरेटेड, जलाया जा सकता है इसको स्लज के साथ में. कैन ऑल्सो बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू सोप ल्यूब्रिकेंट. ये जो मटेरियल है इसको यदि हमको रिसाइकल करना है, रीयूज करना है, यूज्ड इन सोप ल्यूब्रिकेंट, पिच कैंडल्स एंड अदर नॉन एडिबल प्रोडक्ट. जो मटेरियल जो हम नहीं खाते हैं उसमें हम इसको यूज कर सकते हैं. सोप ल्यूब्रिकेंट, पीच कैंडल वगैरह में इसको वापर सकते हैं. Digestion of the skimmings having predominance of vegetable and organic matter produces gases of high fuel value. ये स्कीमिंग जिसमें वेजिटेबल और ऑर्गेनिक मैटर है, इसको डाइजेस्ट करने के बाद में, डाइजेस्ट यानी डिकम्पोज करने के बाद में, बाय द एनारोबिक बैक्टीरिया विल प्रोड्यूस द हाई फ्यूल वैल्यू. मीथेन और इथेन इसमें से मिलता है, जिसको हम वी कैन यूज एज ए कंबस्टिबल गैसेस in our houses. So this is in short about the skimming tank. Now we will be moving on to our next part, which is the which are called as the various by various names. They are called as the, please note in your notebook, they are called as the primary clarifiers. है ना, एखादे बार आपको कुछ भी by any name you may be asked the questions. They are, or this is the last part of our unit. We will continue our discussion in our next lecture, but we will see for some time together some points about this component, which is called as the primary clarifier. It is called as the primary sedimentation tank, and also it is called as the primary settlement tank. Three names: primary clarifier, primary sedimentation tank, or the primary settlement tank. It is provided at the end of the primary treatment process. Initially, the screen chamber, then the grid chamber, then the skimming tank to remove the scum material, and then the effluent after these three treatments is becomes the influent into this primary sedimentation tank or the primary clarifier or the primary settlement tank. What does it do? What does it serve the purpose? The primary sedimentation tank, its basic purpose is to remove the material into the suspension or material into the colloidal state. जो organic matter या inorganic matter which is present into the suspension state, which is present into the colloidal state, is to be settled, is to be removed maximum through this primary sedimentation tank, so that further treatment can be eased. So the basic purpose of this tank is again to remove the grease and oil, है ना, जो भी बचा कुचा ग्रीस और ऑयल है, यदि हम स्कीमिंग टैंक नहीं प्रोवाइड करते एक आध बार, then the sedimentation tank serves the purpose of the skimming tank. It removes the grease and oil. It removes the fecal solid settle. Fecal again, फिर से fecal का मतलब है night soil or the human excreta. So fecal solid settle, some floating material which is rising to the surface or which is coming to the surface, that is to be settled, produce a homologous liquid for lateral biological treatment. After all this suspended and the colloidal material is settled, जो भी यहाँ का effluent है, it will be homologous or a uniform liquid which can be treated then later on by the biological treatment. This is the purpose of this sedimentation tank. And the sludge or the material which is settled into this sedimentation tank, fecal sludge, are pumped to the sludge treatment plant. जो भी नीचे में sludge settle होता है, वो sludge को निकाल के बाद में sludge treatment plant में dispose of किया जाता है. मे बी जैसा अभी हमने देखा कि फॉर द स्लज डाइजेशन प्रोसेस सम डाइजेस्टर्स आर देयर, तो उसमें उसको बेचते हैं आइदर फॉर दैट पर्पस और मे बी प्रोवाइडिंग सर्टन डिसइंफेक्शन और उसको बाद में डिस्पोज ऑफ करते हैं. ठीक है. सो दिस इज द बेसिक पर्पस ऑफ दिस प्राइमरी सेडिमेंटेशन टैंक. द प्रोसेस ऑफ सेडिमेंटेशन रिड्यूसेस द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द सीवेज to the extent of 30 to 35%. यानी सीवेज की जो स्ट्रेंथ है, strength of the sewage is the nuisance capacity of the sewage. So that nuisance capacity or danger from the sewage is reduced to 30 to 35% in the process of the sedimentation or into the sedimentation tank. The quantity of readily settleable solids in the sewage are reduced to almost 80 to 90%, है ना, जो इजीली सेटल हो सकते हैं मटेरियल, वो 80 to 90% निकाला जाता है. Naturally, due to the removal of that organic matter, the BOD reduces, the biochemical oxygen demand reduces to the extent of 30 to 35%. है ना, reduction of BOD means increasing the freshness of the sewage. Okay, reducing the strength of the sewage. So the sewage after being treated in the sedimentation becomes fit for further treatment process, and these are used, that sedimentation tank are used as the preliminary step to the biological treatment. Their function is to reduce the load on the biological treatment units. Okay, so here we will take the break today, and the remaining part we will discuss in our next lecture, wherein we will I think that we can complete the unit.